Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. I'm Kevin Lopez from Personal Tutors, meeting you once again. Today I'm going to explain a brief and a few question answers of a very humorous chapter from the 9th class NCERT syllabus called The Snake and the Mirror. My friends, if you have gone through this specific lesson, you would definitely laugh your stomach out. Yeah, personally, while reading it, I too had a good time. The Snake and the Mirror story goes ahead about a doctor who, in spite of earning less and living a modest life, finds himself the most suitable bachelor around and hopes to get the best out of his life, even with a meager income and a modest life. Now, this is a very funny story about he one day getting into the house and listening to the casual rumbles and rattles of the rats in his house as he assumes. He stands in front of the mirror, starts admiring himself, thinking about how handsome guy he is and the way he presents and more ways that he would be becoming more presentable. The doctor here again has a funny notion. He really wanted to have certain things in life. One point very important here I would like to discuss is he wanted a fat and a plumpy wife so that she couldn't go ahead and run behind him when he would be running away from her. In spite of this fact, the doctor ends up with a slim wife who runs like a sprinter. It's a funny notion that he was standing in front of the mirror admiring himself, and all the time he was admiring himself, thinking about the way he would be more presentable and keeping his mustache and getting the haircut and everything done. He finds a thud. He hears a thud as if a rubber tube falling down somewhere. He thinks it's the rats who are making this noise, but to his amazement and greatest fear, he finds a snake falling behind his chair, and he is turning to stone with fear. The next thing that happens is the snake crawls up upon the chair and wraps himself around his arm. The doctor finds himself blue with fear, cannot move an inch, and he definitely comes to know that in spite of being a doctor, if the snake bites him, he does not have a remedy or a solution called a medicine for the snake bite. All his knowledge, all his passion, all his handsomeness and decent looks go in vain in front of that fear that shows. A famous phrase over here says, fear of loss is greater than joy of gaining something. Yeah, exactly. So here the doctor goes ahead and fears what may happen to him in case the snake bites him. Amazingly, the snake too finds his own image in the mirror and slowly starts to move towards the image. Now, my friends, this is very unpredictable cause that we have learnt over here, because we never find animals admiring themselves. Have you ever gone ahead and saw a cow looking herself into a mirror and admiring her looks? No, I have never. Yeah, rather I've seen birds seeing their images in the pond. I don't know what they would be doing rather than going ahead and admiring themselves or finding a species of their own sitting out there in front of them. Can't understand that. But yes, definitely the admiration of snake for his own image goes ahead and makes him move towards the mirror. The doctor flies away from the house, leaving every door and window open, reaching his friend's home and taking a bath there and then getting ready. Coming back the other day, the most funniest thing happens, that the doctor goes ahead and finds his door ajar. Thief actually had gone ahead and stole every dime and penny from his house, just leaving his own dirty waste. So my friends, this is a story about the doctor who finds himself imposterous and handsome rather than ends into a puny position, lost and robbed and mugged badly, just because of the notion or the overconfidence that he possesses in himself. Coming back to the question and answer, I would go ahead and explain you question number 1. Question number 1 is, do you like to look at yourself in the mirror? What do you think about at such times? Have you ever seen a dog, a cat or a bird look into a mirror? What do you think it sees? Again, coming back to the explanation that I gave, Yes, I do go ahead and see myself into the mirror at times, and I try to make myself more presentable every time I look into the mirror. Coming to the second part, no, I have never seen a dog, a cat, or any cattle going ahead and admiring themselves into the mirror. Yes, but I have seen a few birds going ahead and seeing their own image in a water ball or the pond, through which they go ahead and may admire or try to understand the same species that they are looking forward to. Next question goes as, discuss in pairs the answers in short paragraphs. The sound was familiar one. What sound did the doctor hear? What did he think it was, and how many times did he hear? Fine. The sound that doctor hears was a soft rumbling that he often heard due to the rats having infesting his house. So again he goes ahead and tries to notify himself that it may be the rats who are going ahead and creating the rumble, but amazingly the second part goes ahead and says no, it wasn't the rat, but in fact it was the snake that was crawling up the roof and fell down behind the chair of the doctor, to his amazement. The next question goes as, this story is very frightening. Some sentences, I was turned into a stone, denotes over here that the doctor was so fearful that he actually goes ahead and finds himself rumbling down, in the sense of the snake being here and his knowledge, his wisdom, his handsomeness all going down, but in the news of that fear that he's encountering. I was no merge image cut in granite. I was no merge cut image cut in granite. He was so ajar, stoned, that because of the snake's presence around his arm, he couldn't even move an inch. There are a few expressions that I would like to discuss. Again, one for you. Now his friend asked, did you see the snake next day, doctor? His friend asked him that did he go ahead and see the snake in the expression with a funny note over here, because the friend knew that the doctor had left all the things open and went ahead. So the friend really goes ahead and mocks him. Have you gone ahead and seen the snake? My friends, this was a brief explanation of the chapter, The Snake and the Mirror, one of the funniest stories that I've read in the 9th class subject. If you want to know something more about us, just click the button about us, or you can definitely go ahead and contact us personally at the home tutor. You can get the notes online, you can get the solved question and answers. You can also go ahead and take the data in the pen drive. Signing off today, thank you very much. I'm Kevin Lopez.